Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Weekend Make. My name is Ursula and today we're going to be exploring making sensory dens. Today's activity is going to be all about exploring the world around us and materials using our senses. So we're going to explore how they work or what they feel like or how they might move or what they look like with different light shining through. So we're going to be doing that using our senses, and our 5 senses are our sight, sound, smell, taste and touch. Touch doesn't just have to be with your hands, it might be about how things feel on your face or on different parts of your body. I've not got anything to taste in this activity, but you might want to eat your lunch in your den when you finish making it. So you're going to need a cardboard box for today's activity. You could get a really big cardboard box to make your den with, or if you would rather, you could use a much smaller cardboard box and you can make a transportable sensory box.
You're also going to need some tape to attach things to your box. And an adult might need to use some scissors to cut holes or slits into the cardboard. All of the other materials that I've collected today are just different options of things you could use. You don't have to use these. You might be able to find some of your own materials. I've collected some tin foil and baking parchment, some bubble wrap, tissue paper, or screwed up bits of other paper, some ribbons. If you don't have ribbons, you might want to try using some socks, egg boxes and bits of old cardboard. And something interesting that you can do with cardboard is if you peel the top layer off, you get a corrugated layer underneath. I've got a collection of different size and shaped sponges, and old CDs are nice and shiny. I've collected some material, but you could also use t-shirts. We won't be cutting anything up, so they don't have to be old t-shirts. And then some lights. So I've got a torch and some fairy lights. For the first part of the activity, an adult might need to cut or poke some holes into the cardboard. You can poke some fairy lights into the top of your cardboard, like I'm doing here. Once you've cut some holes in your cardboard, you can start to attach things to your box. So you can hang things from the ceiling, like I'm hanging some socks from the ceiling here. I'm cutting some windows in the side of my box that I could use to pass objects through, or I might cover them in different materials and see how light shines through them. And you can explore putting different materials over the holes that you've cut to create different windows. You can stick different materials on the floor and the walls of your box. You don't have to do all of these things. You might only do some of them, and you might be able to come up with some of your own ideas of how to make an exciting sensory den to play with. Once you've added lots of different materials to your box and cut out holes to make windows, that's the beginning of the fun. You can explore playing with different windows. You can explore the different sounds that they make. Try pushing and pulling objects through. You might want to try putting different objects inside the socks and playing a game to see if you can guess what's inside. Can you guess by the sound that they make or how they feel? You could put cushions and blankets inside your box and use it as a space to read stories or listen to some music. And I'm sure you'll be able to come up with your own games inside your den. Now, if you want to make a smaller, transportable sensory box, you can do the same thing and attach different types of materials to the sides of your box. You could cut holes in the top so you can pull things in and out, and you might want to play a game of guess what's inside the box. If you poke some holes in the side, you can use it to pull different ribbons through, and you can put lights in your box too. So think of it as a scaled down version of the larger sensory den.